In the midst of our worries, we discover an unshakable comfort. When our hearts feel burdened, there's a promise of solace waiting. As dawn breaks, we breathe in tranquility, readying our hearts for connection. This prayer moment wraps us in hope and reassurance, guiding us toward serenity. In the midst of our worries, we discover an unshakable comfort. When our hearts feel burdened, there's a promise of solace waiting. As dawn breaks, we breathe in tranquility, readying our hearts for connection. This prayer moment wraps us in hope and reassurance, guiding us toward serenity. As we approach this moment together, let us open our hearts to the calming assurance found in God's Word. When anxieties overwhelmed me, you comforted and soothed me. Ps. 94:19. Take a moment to let these words settle in your heart. In stillness, allow the words of Scripture to wash over you. When anxieties overwhelmed me, you comforted and soothed me. Pause now and take a moment to let these words settle in your heart. The psalmist speaks during a time of deep distress, conveying feelings of overwhelming anxiety while seeking divine comfort. This passage reflects the psalmist's experience of turmoil amidst external pressures, recognizing the sustaining presence of God who offers solace and reassurance in times of trouble. As we consider this faithful promise, let us turn our hearts toward a moment of inner reflection. In the midst of life's challenges, the psalmist expresses a heartfelt cry for help, sharing their struggles with anxiety that can feel all-consuming. Addressing God directly, they connect with the deep-seated human need for reassurance, emphasizing the reality that amidst turmoil, divine comfort is profoundly available. This verse holds the essence of hope, inviting us to reflect on how we can find tranquility even as we navigate through life's inevitable storms. As we rise to face the day ahead, it's common to encounter worries that tug at our hearts, drawing us away from the peace we seek. In those moments of turmoil, we can find reassurance in the gentle reminder that we are not alone. The journey today invites us to explore the idea of finding solace and tranquility, even when the chaos of life surrounds us. Recognizing that peace is a gift we can embrace provides us with hope and stability, reminding us that tranquility is possible even in our most trying times. As we greet the day, we may feel the weight of various concerns pressing down on us. Yet it's a profound truth that we can discover peace amidst life's storms. Today, we carry a message of comfort that encourages us to seek tranquility even when challenges arise, reminding us that we are held by a love that calms our restlessness. In light of our previous reflection on God's comforting presence, it becomes evident that His tender heart reaches out to us in our moments of deepest need. This truth reveals that instead of simply alleviating our circumstances, God desires to wrap us in His peace, bringing us calm through His unwavering support amidst our turmoil. It shows that God's character is rooted in compassion, affirming His role as our refuge and source of solace when the chaos of life surrounds us. As we continue to dwell on God's promise of comfort, we see that His heart is steadfastly positioned towards us, longing to soothe our anxious spirits with an encompassing peace that transcends our understanding. In the depths of our storms, He doesn't just whisper reassurances. He envelops us in His presence, reminding us that we are never alone in our struggles. His overwhelming love seeks to calm our hearts, drawing us closer to the sanctuary He provides, teaching us that true peace flows from resting in Him. As we turn our thoughts toward this comforting truth, we begin to see its gentle influence in our lives. It invites us to approach our daily challenges with a sense of calm, recognizing that even in moments of anxiety, we carry within us the assurance of His soothing presence. We become more open to experiencing His peace, allowing it to permeate our hearts and reshape how we encounter our stresses. As we welcome this truth into our hearts, we may find ourselves more attuned to the moments when anxiety tries to take hold, gently reminding ourselves that we are not alone in our struggles. In this awareness, we can draw comfort from the quiet assurance that in our storms, He is near, inviting us to lean into that calming presence. Day by day, as we navigate the ups and downs of life, His soothing spirit becomes our anchor, encouraging us to hold on to faith and to remain open to the peace that surpasses all understanding, which quietly reshapes our response to whatever we may face. We begin to feel the emotional depth of God's truth as it gently nudges our hearts, inviting us to recognize the subtle stirrings within us. Amid life's storms, we oftentimes carry feelings of longing, weariness, or even the heavy silence of unspoken worries that can echo within. Yet, through it all, we sense God's compassionate presence, quietly holding us close as we navigate our restless moments. In this sacred stillness, we are reminded that nothing is required of us. The weight of our anxieties begins to lift as we rest in the comfort of being held in a love that understands and soothes. With God's truth softly washing over our hearts, we find ourselves enveloped in a gentle reassurance that calms our inner storms. We feel met in our deepest longings and weariness, drawn into a space where the burdens of our anxiety no longer overshadow our trust. Here, we sense the soothing embrace of God, allowing us to settle deeply in the stillness of His presence, knowing we are held and cared for. The reflection naturally embraces the comfort we've experienced, inviting us to lean ever closer into God's loving embrace. In every moment of uncertainty, we can turn our hearts to the steady presence of our Creator, who knows our struggles and willingly brings us peace. Together, we can embrace a calm readiness within, sensing the support that surrounds us as we move towards prayer. As we settle deeper into this comforting truth, let us remember that in times of trouble, we are never alone. God's love surrounds us like a warm blanket, shielding us from the storms that may threaten. We can feel His gentle touch lifting our burdens, encouraging us to breathe deeply and trust that His promises hold true. In this sacred moment, we find ourselves wrapped in hope, ready to respond to His presence as we step into prayer. We see how God's comforting presence is often felt when life's pressures seem to close in around us. Perhaps you've had a morning where the clouds felt heavy and the weight of worry was a familiar visitor, lingering just a bit too long. In those moments, it's as if we can almost feel the gentle touch of peace resting upon our hearts, inviting us into a space where we can breathe deeply once more. As we experience those days when anxieties seem to rise like a tide, we can sense how God's presence whispers reassurance and comfort into our souls. Maybe this morning, you've woken up with those familiar worries swirling in your mind, feeling their weight pressing down. Yet, in the midst of that heaviness, we can notice the quiet invitation to pause, allowing the soothing whispers of peace to wash over us, preparing our hearts for deeper connection and trust as we sit together in this sacred space of prayer. There are moments when worries can feel heavy, pressing down and obscuring the light, as if we're caught in a storm without a clear path forward. In those times, it's easy to feel a sense of uncertainty or loneliness, as though we are navigating the waters without a map in hand. Yet amid that turmoil, I felt a stillness, a gentle reminder that even in our anxiety, God is there, quietly soothing our troubled hearts. There are moments when worries can feel heavy, pressing down and obscuring the light, as if we're caught in a storm without a clear path forward. In those times, it's easy to feel a sense of uncertainty or loneliness, as though we are navigating the waters without a map in hand. Yet amid that turmoil, I felt a stillness, a gentle reminder that even in our anxiety, God is there, quietly soothing our troubled hearts. In the midst of our shared worries, we began to notice a softening within us, an unveiling of a deeper assurance that emerged when we allowed ourselves to breathe. It was as if, in the stillness, we recognized that peace could coexist with our concerns, illuminating the shadowed corners of our hearts. We understood then that in our vulnerability, there was a gentle invitation to surrender, revealing how grace comes not in the absence of storms, but in our willingness to be anchored within them. This quiet realization opened our hearts to the nearness of God's presence, whispering hope amid our uncertainties. We learned that peace is not about the absence of turmoil, but choosing to remain anchored within it. In this gentle awareness, we felt God's closeness, reminding us that we are never alone, even when we carry our cares. As we sit with these thoughts, we begin to see how our worries have a place in our hearts alongside God's peace. In this mingling, we uncover an assurance that dwells deep within, a gentle reminder that even amid life's storms, grace embraces us and invites us to rest in its presence. God is here, quietly nudging us to lean into that closeness, urging us to bring our thoughts and feelings before Him with trust and openness. We may find ourselves in moments where the storms of life loom large and anxiety wraps around us like a heavy fog, rendering us almost immobile. In these quiet spaces, we might begin to recognize that the gentle embrace of peace is often found even amidst the chaos swirling within. As we pause, it holds true that the same comfort we long for is desired by many hearts, revealing our shared journey through uncertainty and solace. In this stillness, we breathe together as we acknowledge that though life's storms may rage, there exists a refuge where we can meet our longing for calm. In this recognition, we find ourselves united, drawn near by the promise that we are never alone in our struggles, held gently by a presence that whispers peace into our chaos, urging us to rest in His love as we enter this sacred space of prayer. We can find serenity even amidst the chaos surrounding our lives. In His loving care, we discover a refuge, a constant reminder that we are never alone in our struggles. This assurance fosters a steady heart within us, grounding us as we navigate through uncertainty. As we transition from this shared space, we hold close the knowledge that peace can dwell in us, granting us clarity amid the storms life may bring. When we seek refuge in the gentle embrace of our Creator, we are enveloped in a love that calms our anxious hearts and reminds us that He is our constant companion, guiding us through the turbulence with unwavering faith. With this understanding, we can rest assured in His faithfulness and prepare to enter into prayer. An emerging sense of trust that allows us to lean into God's peace, a quiet readiness to embrace His comforting presence and invitation to open our hearts naturally, and without hesitation, as we rest in the certainty of God's faithful love, we find our hearts gently inclined towards Him, sensing that this moment offers us the safety to trust and to open ourselves to His comforting presence. It is in this stillness we realize that leaning into His peace feels not only natural, but profoundly right, as we allow ourselves to be soothed amid life's storms, inviting His embrace and care to meet us where we are. As we embrace this new day, may tender whispers of hope blanket our hearts, reminding us that peace is always within reach. We're blessed with a promise of comfort that gently soothes our worries and fears. In this sacred moment, we are reassured of God's unwavering presence, offering a refuge where our souls can find rest amidst the noise of life. His loving care envelops us, guiding us through whatever challenges may arise. We are held in a divine embrace, accompanied on our journey, and surrounded by an unshakable peace that allows us to step forward with confidence. God's faithfulness is our shelter, inviting us to carry hope into the day. With hope now resting over our hearts, we sense the nearness of God, softly calling us into deeper communion. As we prepare to speak directly with Him, let us carry the assurance that we are cherished, comforted, and supported through every moment ahead. As we awaken to the morning light, we find ourselves cradled in the gentle assurance of God's comfort, carrying with us His promise that peace is ever available, even in our storms. In this quiet moment, we gather in spirit and heart, embracing the stillness that envelops us, reminding us we are not alone on this journey. With our hearts open and attentive, we prepare ourselves to meet in prayer, anticipating the profound connection that awaits us in this sacred time. As we turn inward, we settle ourselves in the warmth of God's presence, allowing His peace to enfold us, knowing that together we approach this moment of prayer with hearts aligned in unity, ready to share in this sacred silence that draws us closer. Expressing heartfelt thanks for God's soothing presence and comfort in all circumstances, honoring God for His unwavering goodness and faithfulness in our lives, creating a calm and sacred space of worship, where our hearts are centered on God's nature, we come before You, Lord, acknowledging Your nearness in this moment. And we thank You for the comfort that You so freely provide. Our hearts overflow with gratitude for Your faithful presence, steady and sure, and we honor You for being our refuge in times of trouble. You are our kindness and strength, a source of peace that surpasses understanding. We recognize Your goodness that surrounds us daily, and we cherish Your constancy, for You never change. As we bask in the warmth of Your love and grace, we cultivate reverence for Your holy character. We remain centered on You as we continue in heartfelt dialogue, drawing ever closer to Your heart. The prayer transitions gently into an invitation for God's peace to penetrate our daily experiences, guiding our hearts and thoughts. The tone is affirming and nurturing, embracing us in a warm presence of reassurance and calmness. We align our spirits with God's gentle guidance, opening ourselves to receive His peace and strength throughout each moment. As we come together in this sacred moment, we invite You, Lord, to meet us in our hearts, wrapping us in Your comfort and tranquility amidst life's uncertainties. May Your soothing presence flow through our thoughts, dissolving every anxiety and filling every space with peace. We ask for Your guidance in our decisions and for divine insight in our unseen moments ahead. Cover us with a sense of assurance, knowing You walk beside us through every challenge, leading us toward rest in your faithfulness. We embrace the blessings of your love that shape our inner lives and guide our paths, trusting in your faithful presence as we prepare to gently come to rest in prayer. In this moment, we acknowledge the gentle strength of our faith, resting in the knowledge that we are held securely in your care. As we feel the weight of our worries lift, there is a quiet assurance that envelops us, bringing a deep sense of completion and peace. We close this time feeling grounded and secure, knowing our hearts can be at rest as we entrust everything to you. With each breath, we cultivate an inward trust, embracing the calm that comes from knowing we are never alone in our struggles. As we take this moment to reflect, we find a reassuring sense of closure where our spirits can settle, inviting the peace we've sought to take root within us. In this peaceful space, we choose to trust in your unwavering love, feeling the waves of our anxieties soften and fade. We acknowledge your comforting presence, allowing our hearts to rest deeply in the assurance that we are guided and supported. Let us hold onto this serenity as we move forward today, knowing we can return to this peace whenever we need. Amen. As we step into the day ahead, we encourage you to carry this sense of peace with you, allowing it to guide your heart. We invite you to stay connected with our channel, where you can find more reflections and moments of tranquility to revisit whenever you need. In this gentle space, we share warmth and companionship as we part ways for the day. As we sit with the calm we've nurtured together, may we gently carry this peace into our day, inviting us to reflect on these moments whenever we need a touch of reassurance. Feel free to explore more content here that enriches our journey, and know that as we walk forward, we are together in this shared experience. Seeking peace and comfort in times of anxiety and uncertainty, both personally and collectively lifting up the struggles of daily life, the inner turmoil many carry silently, and the unseen challenges faced by our loved ones, and communities a humble reliance on God's wisdom and gentle care. Expressing confidence in his ability to bring solace and restoration in our moments of anxiety and turmoil, we humbly come before you, recognizing our need for your peace in the storms of life. We ask that you bring comfort to those who are overwhelmed, those searching for calm amidst chaos, and those whose hearts carry burdens unseen. Together, we place our struggles and worries into your hands, trusting that your wisdom guides us through every trial. May we find rest in your presence, confident that you are at work within and around us, and we remain open to the guidance and solace you freely offer as we journey forward.